Hello.
Well, good evening, everybody. How's everybody out there?
Doing great here.
Well, there you go. That's all that matters. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simply Spooky for a Wednesday evening. And as we always try to, we get you the most exciting guests from around the planet. And we've got a real good one this evening, a very interesting and lovely lady. And she's joining us from, well, she was telling me just before the show that she's actually based and lives on the Mississippi. That's right, on the Mississippi. And this is Madam Robin. And she's come forward this evening to just tell us a little bit about her lifestyle and a little bit about her personal history and paranormal, all paranormal, of course. And we'll mix it with some other information. So, hi, Robin. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this evening. Wonderful.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Really, I'm really happy to be here.
Not as happy as we are to have you here. So, thank you so much.
Can I just say before we start?
Go for it.
I love Robin's accent. I know a lot of American accents, but Robin's is brilliant.
It's a cool
accent.
Her accent.
Thank you.
Nice
That's what I thought. Nice I should be as American as I can possibly be for you guys.
You can't get any more American than living on the Mississippi. Good evening, William. I hope you're doing well, my friend. There's a few people out there: Gary Bradfield, Emma McRobert Joyce, Kelly Elliott, Lois Haddo, our lovely Lois.
Lois is she's moderating this evening for us.
Oh,
the
bless
lovely
Lois. Bless you.
Lois.
There you go.
We love our Lois.
As I say,
awesome.
welcome, Robin. Now, could you tell us a little bit? And Terry, hello, Terry. Could you tell us, or give us a short introductory bit of information about yourself, please?
Well, I'm from Iowa, in the United States, and I grew up here. I'm a Midwestern girl, and I went to college here, and I went to. I'm a chiropractor. Went to Palmer College of Chiropractic, and then I'll practice for a while, and then my friend Terry from the Skeleton Key Network, she's the one that kind of got me started, in the witchery. We were always witches, we were friends from junior high school. So we gravitated to each other even then, because you kind of know these things, but I didn't practice. I was actually a Christian for a long time. I say I'm a Reformed Christian. So yeah, then she got me started with that. And then they started podcasting, her and Jess. And I started to watch, because it was fun. And we were doing little witchy things and stuff, together. And then she said, well, would you like to do a podcast? And I said, well, sure, why not? So that's how I got into that. Yeah. And then I've gotten into paranormal since then, and I'm just doing different things, trying to get in touch more with my own abilities, if I have some, and just trying to, figure things out and learn things like that,
Fantastic. Now, you were saying before the show that you actually live on the Mississippi.
Sometimes sometimes,
as you were saying, sometimes in it. So how does that kind of reflect or interact with your pagan belief system? Do you get a lot from that river, from being in that sort of natural environment?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of energy on that river, speaking energy, you could use it to make electricity. And that's kind of one of the things I like to do is I'm figuring out how to make electricity, basically, from any source. Because let's face it, if the world went to hell and if the power stations shut off, who would be the queen of the world? Somebody who can make electricity.
I'll be getting the first plane over to the Mississippi, I'll tell you.
We're staying. Yeah, we come and stay with you.
Yeah. So that's somebody who can make electricity would be queen of the world. So I'm learning everything I can about that, and how to generate it without being on the grid. So
you'd be like a female Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, I love Tesla.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'd like to know more about how he did wireless electricity. He was doing this way back then, and but it's tough to find accurate, his accurate work, and I think it's buried for a reason.
It's done for that reason, isn't it? It's absolutely hidden for that point.
Mm-hmm. It's sad, that the world has that we've allowed the world to come to that, where things that are good for the planet and good for human beings in general have been kept from us because of
Yeah.
greed and avarice.
Yeah, absolutely. A few
Bad.
greedy men withhold everything, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's the
we need to
problem.
wrestle control away from them. I was listening to I Am an Anarchist, the Sex Pistols today.
Brilliant. Superb.
Got me fired up.
Superb.
Yeah.
So I want to quickly ask you, your
Mm-hmm.
house on the Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
You said earlier that it was part of a big slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yeah.
you get any strange goings on, or do you hear anything or experience anything in your house at all?
Daily.
Oh,
You know, things like in my shop, there was a time I was out there, you know, all the time. It was like my playhouse, you know. I would go out there because my mom was in here, you know, and this was her house. So then I just go outside and mess around, you know, and do whatever. And then I would hear every night at like 10 o'clock this really loud thump on the floor upstairs, in my loft, you know, in the like the attic or whatever.
Yeah.
And nothing up there, nobody up there. So, you know, that was kind of creepy. And then oftentimes, like, I'll catch something out of the corner of my eye, and you look and there's nothing there, you know.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of voices out there. A lot. I mean, it's
Really?
almost like a train station kind of. Or like if you had a game on the radio, like a Cubs game was on the radio. I hear that a lot. Like it just sounds like a radio is on, but you go outside and you listen, nothing up in the shop, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just real weird. It's like a receiver almost, you know.
See, that's the thing. We were talking, I think it was last night, we were talking about sort of water and how it conducts spiritual energy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think that the Mississippi, as you say, we were saying earlier, is one of the largest rivers in the world, and the amount of history and what have you that's gone on around it, it's no wonder that it could draw that sort of energy in and withhold that sort of energy and memories as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
for sure.
at the right instance plays back, and then you experience it. So that's pretty cool.
It is really cool. And so then I'd like to, you know, investigate that a little more. So I'm trying to get Greg Backen of Ghostbox down here to do a little investigating with me.
That'd be interesting. That'll be interesting. So you've obviously got his interest peaked as well at the moment then.
Yeah. Because I mean, you know, that's his big thing is listening for them, you know, and talking and communicating with them. So you know, with that, you know, being like a receiver, kind of like I hear all these voices, I think it'd be great for him, you know. I think it'd be fun for both of us to, you know, actually see what we can, you know, glean from that.
Especially as you were saying that your property where you live at the moment was initially a slaughterhouse.
Yes.
All the energy that's been pushed into the environment there.
Imagine how much blood was spilled on this land.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not just animal, but human as well, I should imagine. You know, if you go back to
the guy that owns the slaughterhouse probably has a few friends that, you know, he's that friend that helps him make the body disappear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's always these type of characters around.
Oh, you know it. And that's the kind of guys, you know, that you would go to if you were gonna need that sort of service.
Exactly. So as a witch, as a pagan, do you utilize the river in your spells or in your night work at all?
I do. It's so magical, you know, to think that it runs all those miles, you know, of land, and it goes by all those people and all the, you know, things that occur. And it's just, sometimes I wonder if you could drain the water out and look in the bottom of the river, what the hell would you find? You know, more sunglasses than you could ever wear, I'm sure. And peace,
we got a question from Lois.
Oh, excellent.
And she says, how long have you been on your witchy path, and what advice would you give new witches?
Well, I've been for a couple of years now, I think. I've been really, you know, like tuning into my witchery, I guess. And I have I got my witch shirt on today. Wicked.
Oh, that's
Hey.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and so then advice to I would say, use the internet. You can find out a lot on the internet. Join a group of other witches. You don't have to necessarily be in a coven, because I kind of consider myself a solitary practitioner. But it's nice to talk to other people, and if you have questions, you can ask them. And there's a lot of oh, I never meant to hit angry face.
Yeah. Didn't
But
even
yeah,
notice.
there's a lot of really nice people in some of these groups. And if you would like any advice on groups, you can check us at the Skeleton Key Network. So because we're by witches for witches.
There you go. I think that you're right, absolutely right about as a community, the pagan community itself is pretty open and friendly, isn't it?
Oh,
And
yes.
always willing to greet people and bring people into the fold and help them where they require it. So that's great advice. Thank you very much for that, Robin.
Yeah.
So, oh, sorry, bear with me. I'm having trouble there.
I just put that on there.
Network on Facebook. That's correct. Yep. And then
absolutely perfect.
Yep.
So I've got another question.
Go for it.
You said earlier that nearby you've got a bridge that goes over the Mississippi. It's like a freeway bridge, or
yes,
they call it a motorway. Has there been a lot of deaths over that bridge that you know of? Any like suicides, that sort of thing?
I think there have been a couple of jumpers on there. I think just a few years ago, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago, I think someone did jump off. But not too many, I don't think. I think most of them would go to the Centennial Bridge, which is they have a pedestrian path.
Okay.
Yeah, so on this one, there's not really a sidewalk or anything, because it's like the interstate,
right. So it's not like the Golden Gate where they keep having lots of them all the time.
No, that would be more like the Centennial Bridge, which is just down the way here a piece. We have like 3 bridges right here in the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
So, and then there's I-80, which is a little ways up the river in LeClaire. So, like within, I'd say 30 miles, there's like 3 bridges.
But you did say earlier that people come to sort of the river to die for some reason.
It's weird. People are gravitated towards water when they're dying. It's like they just I don't know, they want to go back to Mother River, or like that comforting water. I don't know why water's a comfort, but I think it is to people. Especially
I think you're right. I mean, we were talking about this last night, weren't we? And how water, the energy of it draws people in, and how spiritual energy tends to congregate or become absorbed into it. And I think I think when people are thinking a lot of people move or want to get close to the sea or the ocean or the rivers when they're about to pass, don't they? Just before
they do.
It's that drawing them in, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it's the energy of it, And maybe it's all. I think everything is like a river. It flows. Even like things like money and stuff flow through your life. You don't hold on to it. It just flows through your life, and it flows out to nourish others.
Yeah,
it's true. You're right. I mean, it's ever changing, always rejuvenating.
Yes.
But by the same token, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
It's quite an anomaly in itself.
Yeah. It's ancient but ever renewing.
Exactly. So you say that your mum owned that property prior to you owning it, Robin?
Right? It was her husband that owned it, and then his parents lived 2 doors down, just like next door, and they had a boat shop, and they repaired boats. They were licensed dealers for Evinrude, Johnson, and Minn Kota, and then they had that for like 40 or 50 years.
Wow.
So then they would like if someone was in trouble on the river, they would help them out and go rescue them. My stepdad was a diver in the Navy, and he also did like underwater rescue stuff, and not recovery. He did like he'd get their car out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'd go down, attached to the car, and get it out. If you have ever, well, you've probably never dived in a river like the Mississippi, but you literally can see like this far in front of you. So like,
really?
This close to you to be able to see it. So like, imagine if there was like a dead person or something and you couldn't see them until you were this close.
Wow.
That would be a scary pants moment.
Very
for me.
scary.
Yeah.
And I should think there's been quite a few lives lost to that river down the centuries.
Oh yeah.
I would imagine.
I mean, all the time. I mean, every year it seems like somebody drowns out there. And you know, this year's been good, you know, knock on wood somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not been too bad this year. But almost every year someone dies in the river. And it's usually because they didn't respect it, you know. They didn't wear a life jacket when they couldn't swim, you know. They didn't pay attention to things, you know. Because I'm very respectful of the river. I know that she's the power. I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I am.
It's not like our rivers. It's not like our rivers. It's very fast paced, moving, and very ferocious in places.
It's very. It's not like there's not rapids, but I have a wing dam out here too, and you can see like little waves going over it because they break, you know, when the current comes by. But yes, it's got a very strong current.
I'd imagine there's quite a strong undercurrent in there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's very strong current. So, and that's what gets people sometimes is they don't realize that, you know, it'll carry you away, you know, if you got a life jacket on and you just are calm, eventually it'll push you to the shore.
Yeah.
So it's not like the ocean where you know, you hit a current and you could end up in Madagascar.
Anyway, yeah, exactly.
Just take me to New Orleans. I've always wanted to go there.
Well, that's the river to take you there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the one that will take you there.
Yep. That's what I keep thinking. If I got in my kayak right now, I could just go all the way to New Orleans, you know?
So only for the jazz clubs and for the liquor. That's all. I don't want the scary stuff necessarily.
The bourbon, definitely the bourbon.
Just the jazz clubs, just to chill and.
It's a great place. I've been there at Mardi Gras twice. So, Terry from Skeleton Key Network, she likes New Orleans too. That's one of her favorite places. So yeah, we've been there together, and it was a ball.
It does look a very, very cool place, and again, once an amazing spiritual place.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, is there a large pagan community, or which community around where you are, Robin? Or
they're getting to be larger, and I kind of keep in touch with people in my community and stuff, and it's getting larger. You know, it's funny how the churches are emptying out, but people still need spiritual guidance, and they need to know, you know, what to do to fill their soul, because it's not you can't just like feed your body and go to work and that you'll feel empty inside. So you have to have something to feed your soul. And I think paganism is starting to be on the rise because people are losing faith in Christianity. So
yes, I agree. I think it's one of the, was it in the last few years, it's been one of the largest growing communities or like belief systems going. So, and there's no doctrine with it, is there? That's the thing.
Not really. I think it's up to the individual, and I think that's what makes it great too. Is that there isn't any dogma that you have to follow in particular. I mean, Wiccan. If you're of the Wiccan faith, then there is there's some dogma associated with that. But a lot of what I do is just me feeding my soul. You know, doing things like grounding. You know, I carry around my crystals, because I think we all vibrate at a certain frequency.
Absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, and the higher the frequency you're vibrating at, the better, you know, your life is going to be. And happiness and inner peace, things like that can increase your, you know, vibrations, and crystals can help you stay there and, you know, help you get there too. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Absolutely agree with you.
been wearing my druzy a lot. I got this as a gift, but I don't know if you can check out my druzy.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty.
It was a very unique piece of jewelry, and I thought, well, that'll be good for my health too, because those are good for overall health. So yeah.
Got a question in from Bob Dan.
Oh, Bob Mathane says, whenever I am at a river, I pick up on layers of energy. So curious if you pick up on indigenous spirits as well as the modern. Oh, but it is.
Well, yeah, the indigenous spirits. I wondered about them, because the river was a place that they would gather as well, and I kind of get their vibe sometimes, but it's not like a heavy presence. No.
I wonder if that's because we industrialized it, like, the sort of Europeans industrialized it, when prior to that, I'm guessing like the Native Americans would have used it as a life source, wouldn't they? They would have been close to it to cook and clean and eat and what have you, and fish and utilize it.
That's just, they used it, not only that, but they used it as like their highway.
Yes,
it was a means of travel, and you could carry big loads on the river, and it would be minimalized, and you could take it a long ways,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, so I think this is Lois. What's your favorite crystal? She asks.
My favorite crystal is laboradite.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
I have a piece around here somewhere. I had it in my pocket the other day. Here, it might be in my purse. Let's see if I can find it while we chat. But yes, laboradite, and it's good for grounding and just like kind of an overall crystal. And then quartz is always good, and I do like my druzy. So and tiger's eye is good.
Throw them around now.
Yeah. There's a tiger's eye.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I had been putting them like in a little circle around the computer just to keep any negativity inside of the computer.
So I'm guessing, obviously, with the supermoon tonight, you'll be sticking those outside to energize them.
Oh yeah, because I carry them around in my purse, a lot of the time. But okay, here's my labradorite. This was given to me by Terry from the Skeleton Key Network, but she got this labradorite, and then she cut the cab and polished it herself.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah. She's in a lapidary society down there in Alabama. So, but yes, it's iridescent and it's pretty, and it makes you feel good, and like you're part of things with the earth and stuff. And of course, I can't resist like a pretty piece of quartz.
Yeah, quartz is lovely.
Yeah, that's a cut stone. So
that's ready to go on a pendant or something, or in a big ring.
Right? I love anything sparkly. I'm a Libra. Libras are kind of drawn to sparkly stuff. So, but I still, even though I'm a pagan, I still carry things around like crosses.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's fine. Actually,
my cousin made this. He's an artist, and he is in Corpus Christi, Texas, and he goes to. He's getting his master's degree from Sam Houston University in Huntsville, and shout out Patrick Richards.
Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Patrick.
So yeah, he's the artist that made that years and years ago. Long time. Magpie, yes. Yes, I am a magpie. And I carry a piece of nutmeg.
Hi, Jamie.
In my nutmeg.
A nutmeg, yes.
Why? Why
nutmeg? Protection. Right. It's a protection thing, and I kind of keep it with me just for, it makes me feel like everything's good.
Okay.
And then I like this one. It's like a pink quartz.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yes, I am a magpie. It's funny. I think this might be, I'm not sure. It's some kind of agate, but I'm not sure. It's a cab though.
It's another pretty one.
Yeah, I know. I got some crazy rock. I think this is lapis. Maybe you guys can tell me. It's really blue.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
That does look like lapis.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Lapis. So, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'd have to look up that one. I'm not sure of what its properties are. Ooh, this one's really cool.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So cool. That's one of my stones I carry around all the time because it's so pretty.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
Stuff like that. And yes, I am a magpie.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And this is actually something that was found here in Iowa. It's a fire agate.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's pretty.
Yeah. I'm
Did you find that one?
Yeah, well, a friend of mine did. He traded it to me. So yeah. Here at Moonstone. These are fun too. Because they're iridescent.
Moonstones are pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, moonstones are very pretty.
Yeah. So I like crystals and cool rocks, and I'm a rock collector. I do little bottles of rocks, like small ones that I pick up from out front, because I have a beach, out front of the house.
Oh, but lots of stuff washes up there, doesn't it?
Yeah, some stuff you don't want, but yeah. Right now, there's a huge log out there that I got to go check out because sometimes, like they would move lumber on the river, and so they'd have these big, huge, like log jams, and they would, but sometimes the wood would sink. So it's like ancient. It's like hundreds of years old, and it's been underwater for so long. Well, you drag it out and you dry it out, and you can still use it for lumber sometimes.
Wow, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't it be cool to have like a table made out of this sunken lumber? Well, I got this super straight log that washed up on my shore, so I'm going to go down and check it out and see if it's something like that. Because the neighbor's got a machine, I could probably get him to help me drag it out.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's like using that kind of lumber to make a nice headboard for your bed. I just love all that sort of thing,
Yeah. Of course, I'd have to make it kind of medieval and put loops and stuff on it so you can tie up people.
Skulls on either side, skulls on the top of the headboard.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Oh, it's
so
brilliant.
you're obviously, we know about your pagan side and your witchcraft side and that. How do you tie that into your sort of spiritual or ghost hunting side?
Well, to me it's like as a witch, I'm kind of in tune with, things that are maybe not of this world, or things that people think of as supernatural, anyway. And I always believed in spirits and things like that, and aliens. I'm sure that there are extraterrestrials out there.
Without doubt, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there have to be. Look at all the billions and billions of possibilities that there could be, and I just think it's crazy to think that there's not something else out there.
I think you're right. I think to ignore it is arrogance, isn't it? Really?
Oh yeah, it's ego because to think that we are the center of the universe. Well, I mean, they used to think that the Earth was the center of the universe, so yeah, that's a little bit egotistical.
Exactly. I've been brought down a peg when they found out it wasn't.
Yeah, I know, right? What do you mean?
Dan, don't you start.
I'm always getting in trouble. Always in trouble, Robin. Where you gone, Viv?
Oh, I've got this problem again. Bear with me. You carry on. I'll be back. I'll be back.
So I
love that she graduated from Hogwarts. That's so yeah, I always wanted to go there. But my parents couldn't afford it, so they were muggles.
I got thrown out.
Oh gosh.
Oh yes, Blue John, Brian. Blue John is it's Derbyshire, I think, isn't it? Blue John. It's a beautiful stone crystal that's been mined over here in a Derbyshire. I'll send you a bit across, Robin. I'll send you a little bit across.
Okay.
It is quite a pretty little stone. It really is. But
nice.
yeah. So do you go out ghost hunting a lot, or is it something you do?
I haven't a lot because I just kind of really trying to delve into more like what is close by, so I haven't gone too far afield yet.
I wouldn't think you need to.
I've been doing this like less than a year. I've been like, trying to contact spirits, because I always felt like I didn't want to be like Pandora, and open up something that I didn't know how to close.
Yeah,
And so
that's sensible.
So yeah, and so I just didn't try to contact them because I didn't know how to, if I opened something, I didn't know how to close it, So I thought, well, I better do my research before I start messing around with stuff. And then I, got interested in this and finding that it's not that hard to not get in trouble, to do this stuff. You don't have to like go stir up a hornet's nest to
No,
paranormal
you're right.
research.
You have to be pretty blind and silly to get yourself into a lot of trouble,
Yes.
But then, nevertheless, some people tend to. I don't know. Maybe they gravitate towards it.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes people have things that attach to them,
Yes.
and that's kind of fearful. You don't want that to happen to you. So, you always just have to be careful and protect yourself, which, I think I'm doing pretty good with that. And so, I feel comfortable enough now to call these things up and, to try and communicate with them. And, I say these things because I don't know exactly what they are.
Do you know what? I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people, they run on the assumption, or they assume, don't they, what something. I mean, you say, well, it's an energy, but you don't necessarily know what it is.
Right.
So tread carefully when you're dealing with it, but you're right. But a lot of people don't tend to do that.
Yeah.
It's all supposition, or, well, it's this, isn't it? And it's definitive in their mind. And it's like, well, it's not, it might not be that.
Yeah.
But you're quite right. And it's the easiest way to fall foul of something, isn't it? To sort of misrepresent it as something that it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think, it's like with anything, we put human characteristics on it, but it's not human, and we can't depend that it's going to, have that same basis for behavior that we have, and so we have to just be careful. And Damien asks, what are some good ways to protect yourself? And I put a piece of nutmeg in my little change purse, and just being in touch with yourself, and knowing how to read danger signs and things like that. Those are all good ways to protect yourself. If you feel like something's not quite right, you need to really assess that. And certain crystals like the tiger's eye and quartz. Quartz is a good one. Quartz will boost any other crystal. So, with a tiger's eye and a quartz, I'm in a piece of nutmeg, I'm good to go. Well, that your mind, you got to set yourself up for it. You have to be in the right frame of mind and not be susceptible to things like that. If you can say to yourself, this can't hurt me, I know I'll be fine. Then that's a lot of it right there.
You're right as well. It's gut instinct, isn't it? Always work on gut instinct and react with your gut.
Mm-hmm. And intention.
Most of the time, that's going to get you out of trouble.
Intention is a big part of it as well.
Intention's 100%. If you go into something with the intention of, I'm bigger than it is, I can hold my ground and I'm going to do just fine, then you will.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are your issues better now, Viv?
Yes, that's for some reason. I've got this gaming laptop, and it wants my gaming laptop to do something else or join a game or something. I don't know what it is, and it just takes my camera off. So I have to keep going back in every now and again and resetting it. But yeah, it's just a nightmare. Nutmeg is an ancient protection from the Middle East, Bryce says.
Yeah, cinnamon. I always like to keep cinnamon too. What's the other one? Frankincense. That's the one. They're all trees, I think, or they come from trees.
They're nuts, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of that stuff, like patchouli, and it's all from like plant based,
Yeah, it's natural, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yes, it is, and that's why I like things like that. As a chiropractor, I learned the importance of staying close to the earth, and keeping yourself to keep healthy. You just eat things that come out of the ground, like just fruits and vegetables, and then just a small amount of meat, like a card. This is like all you need, really, and even just once a day.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you'd be just fine. And
Yeah,
I'm a vegetarian, though. I do like meat.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I
You're
wouldn't want
right,
to
though.
eat it
It's
completely.
hello, Chantel.
Hello, Chantel.
Hey, Chantel.
Chantel in the house, as we say.
You're absolutely right, though. To be honest with you, Robin, because it's like millions of years, evolution has meant that we've eaten stuff and we've had a natural reaction to it. So we've obviously a natural world to start with, and
Yeah,
then we have a reaction to it. We get poison or feel sick, then we don't go near that again, and we have that reaction. And then
right.
all of a sudden, the modern age comes along, and what they're doing is they're flavouring these things, and we can't taste them when we're putting them into our body. So you're right; it's always best to eat as natural as you can
Yeah.
and as
And
unfettered as you can.
I don't know about your grocery stores there, but here they put all the stuff that you shouldn't have down the middle aisles. So, like, if you go around just the outside of the grocery store, there's like the produce, and sometimes like bakery, deli, and whatever. And then there's the meat section. And then you go around the other side, there's like the dairy, and stuff. And then you go a little farther, and there's your toilet paper and whatnot. And then you can go out to the register, and you never have to go buy all the boxed food, all the, you maybe have to go down the baking aisle real quick, grab you some sugar and flour, but everything else
Ours
is,
are similar, I think. Aren't they?
yeah,
I think
you
ours
don't
is
go down those middle aisles ever.
one side is like your fresh produce, and then the other side is all your alcohol and spirits.
Well, you need that too.
Yeah, you do every now and again.
I have medicinal whiskey, you gotta
All
have it.
whiskey's medicinal.
I just keep it around for medicinal purposes.
It's good for everything. Pouring inside and rubbing on outside.
It's true.
No, you wouldn't
in one
rub it
situation-
outside. No.
You on wounds and stuff.
Yeah, you can sterilize your instruments or a wound with it, before you stitch it up.
Exactly.
It's a waste of whiskey. Just stick your thing in the fire and sterilise
Do
it
you
that
not
way.
watch these old
drink
cowboy
it.
movies?
That's so funny, Chantel.
True, Chantel. Very true indeed.
Yeah.
And I'm a big proponent of use the whole animal, like the Indians, the indigenous peoples used to do. They used every bit of that animal when they killed it. They didn't just like America, like we came in and just like shot buffalo and took the hides and left everything else. That was so, that just killed me. That broke my heart when I saw that. So, but if you're going to kill it, use it all.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's living within the laws of nature, isn't it?
Yes.
If you're going to kill something, then utilize every part of it.
Yeah. Don't be wasteful.
No, it's the wasteful part. It's the Europeans, obviously, wasteful a lot of the produce and wildlife, and
it's like even their bones are used for making glue and things like that. It's just
I mean,
you'll
you can make knife handles, or there's a lot of things that you can do with bone, and you can grind it up and make dishes, even, right?
Yeah.
Use it in pottery.
You use it as fertilizer as well, can't you? They crush bone and use it as fertilizer.
Yeah,
natural,
you can put it out, and rodents will, small animals will chew on it. Squirrels.
Yeah, definitely.
For the calcium. Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason. It's all useful. There's a reason for it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, in nature, I think nature's conservative. You conserve energy, you conserve resources, and nature's the same way. And that's, we should be more like that.
I agree. I think too many people prod and poke nature when nature can balance herself out perfectly well without any kind of interference, because that's what she does. That's what she is.
People make me laugh because they say, "Oh, well, the Earth is gonna, we're ruining the Earth." Well, no, we're ruining ourselves, because the Earth is going to shake us off like a bunch of fleas.
Yeah.
And when she does, she's going to regenerate, and she'll be fine. It's us.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
down.
The Earth's going nowhere. The Earth will be fine.
Did you find that during lockdown, there was more going on where you are, like with regards to nature, the river itself, and what was happening around you?
Yeah,
That
it
it's
was kind of a weird time for me here because I had just lost my mother. Like,
sorry.
thank
Oh,
you.
sorry.
It was let's see, February of 2020, and so I just lost her, and then in March they started announcing like quarantines and things shutting down and this and that, and that's when everything started to change. So my life was already changed forever, so
Yeah,
it's just been like life started anew there, and like this has been a whole nother chapter to my life. And so it's kind of weird for me, because everything was changing anyway.
yeah,
And so then now it's just become even more different. But
Mm.
people tended to gravitate here anyway. Even during the COVID, the quarantine, my house was like a revolving door. People would
That's good though. That's brilliant.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was great, and I kind of got into the habit of people visiting me, and now with the podcasting, people visit me every day.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll have to add me and Dan to your list of people to come visit. We'd love
yeah,
to get up
Oh
there.
yeah, we'll definitely come and visit.
yeah, that would be great if you guys came to America. So
The bald
Viv,
eagles is what I'd go for. We'd have to come in the winter.
come in the winter, yeah, come like
Viv's over there.
right about February or something,
That'd be
So
cool. Viv's over there quite often, aren't you, Viv?
I go and stay with my William. I go off to Portland, Oregon,
oh,
quite a
okay,
lot.
that's
Yeah.
quite a ways from where I am. I'm in the middle of the country, so yeah. You kind of have to, yeah. Oh, is that your cat, Viv?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a pain. He has to get on every podcast I do for some strange
Yeah,
reason. He will
that's so
not leave me
funny.
alone.
Well, Bob would be in here, but I opened the door this morning and he's outside now. So, but I do have fake Bobs. I have this is the fake Bob. This is the one that started it all. I had lost my cat Wilson, and so I
Oh,
was real sad. So I would hold this one and pet it, and think about, gee, do I want to get another cat? I don't know. Maybe, and I want to travel, whatever. But if I was going to get a cat, I'd want a cat that was, and I thought about it. And then, Bob shows up, kind of
oh,
he looks a lot like this cat.
Oh, there you
so, I,
go then.
so I was pretty sure I manifested Bob. And then this one, Dylan gave me, and it's like a neck pillow,
I was just saying
and
it's a neck pillow.
it vibrates. So this is vibrating Bob.
Yeah.
But he loves this thing. He'll lay on it and just put his face on the vibrator and just lay on it. He loves it.
Probably chills
Oh,
him, relaxes him, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Bob, he's pretty chill.
Oh, Shell says she's always watching the Bald Eagle Nest Life camps. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're interesting, aren't they?
They're fun. Do you guys check that out?
Sorry.
Do you
No.
see that? No, you should.
I did see my very first bald eagle in the wild in March when I was up with William. So I did actually get to see one fly over, and it was just
nice.
spectacular because
Yeah.
I could not comprehend how big that wingspan is and how majestic they really are.
Yeah.
It was effortless, just watching.
Massive.
Yeah, to watch
Beautiful.
them, they perch in the tree across the street from my house. So like when I'm on my deck, they're just like right there, and you can look at each other, and when they take off, they're just like, they don't make a sound. It's just like, and then,
Oh wow,
Mm.
beautiful! That is
Yeah.
beautiful.
yeah, they're really neat, and to
So-
watch them swoop down and catch a fish and swoop back out, that's an amazing ability. I mean, they're flying like incredibly fast, and then they just swoop right down and pick it up.
Poem.
Boom, gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've just moved the fan up so the cat can have a little benefit from it.
Yeah, the African fish eagle,
Fish-
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're big as well and massive as well, aren't they?
Yeah, and that's so cool to just watch them fishing.
Yeah. We don't
Yeah.
have anything like as exciting as that, do we, Dan? Really? We got golden
I once
eagle.
saw a duck.
The
Oh,
duck.
duck. I love ducks. Ducks are awesome. I had a duck in my house once. I think it flew down the chimney, and so then I had to catch it. And so I had this duck in my house I had to catch, and I did. I got it under my arm, and then I brought it into my mom's room. I'm like, Mom, look what I just got.
We have a lot of owls around here,
Oh,
especially.
those are great. I love owls.
Yeah, we have loads of them. We got especially tawnies. Lots of
Oh,
tawnies around.
Connie's.
You hear them call each
Yeah.
other, and we barns as well. We call each other, and little owls.
Yeah. Yeah,
And they say
barn
the
owls are
barn owl
great.
is our ghost in the darkness.
Ghost
'cause
owl.
as he
Oh.
flies, you just see the white underneath, and as he's flying, it
Oh,
doesn't make a
yeah.
sound. So they say that people mistake them for ghosts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's neat, though.
Yeah,
We
they
have
fly
great
low.
horned
You see,
owls
coming
here.
low.
A friend of mine gave me a great horned owl feather. I felt.
Oh, they're my favourite owls.
Yeah.
The great horned
yeah.
owls. Yeah. Funny enough, normally associated with alien abductions, the great horned.
Really?
Because people say, in America, a lot of people that have been abducted said they've got this image of the great horned owl in there. Stands about 3 feet, great big eyes, grey.
Uh-huh.
So,
Wow.
and they say, well, or a lot of people say they have premonitions or dreams about owls.
Well, maybe
before they get
maybe
abducted.
it's because the aliens look like this.
There you go. You got one there from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
It's so oozy too. Maybe that's why they think of the
That's
owl.
cool.
Maybe
That is
the
cool.
aliens really do look like that.
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. I don't know whether it's part of the trick of aliens' trick or what have you, of making people think they're one thing when they're not. But yeah, it's interesting.
That's surprisingly easy to do to people. Like people are so, suggestible. It's why hypnosis works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely.
You really can suggest things to people, and they'll okay.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but I mean, just like even like when you're trying to do things like weight loss and stuff, and you have to tell yourself, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry, I'm not hungry, or whatever. Or like exercise is fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And which I'm going to go work out after I'm done talking to you guys. But yeah.
So what's the weather like over there then, madam? Is it hot or?
Sometimes it gets up into where it was like almost 100 degrees the other day. I mean, like a week or so ago. But here just recently, it's been probably like a high of 87, 90, something like that. And then the lows are in like the 60s at night. It's been gorgeous, just absolutely perfect weather for some time now. And it'll rain a little bit here and there, but
that's nice though.
Too bad.
Yeah.
It's been great, and I just feel really lucky.
Yeah, we're struggling over here with the heats, and over here in England, we don't have things like air conditioning in our houses. It's
no,
it's just, no,
because we never had any heat.
Wow. No. What's heat for you guys? How hot is it there?
What's it at the minute, Viv? Do you know?
I don't know what it is at the minute, but they're saying that next week is going to reach 44 degrees Celsius here.
Oh, Celsius, which would be what, Fahrenheit? I don't have my little.
William will work it out if he's here.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot for us.
So let's see, 44 Celsius. We want to know what it is in Fahrenheit. So, because we're still stuck on the English system here. I think isn't that what they call it? We're not on the metric system.
Yeah, Williams just said that 44 is crazy hot. That's what we're reaching next week. It's been, we've got all the weather warnings. Isn't it from Sunday? Is it, Dan? Can you remember?
From Sunday, it's going to be meltdown apparently.
But
we're all like, we only have it for half an hour, and then it goes back to snow again. Wow, it's 72 at Bry.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty warm. I think 2 Fahrenheit. Okay, 111 degrees. That's pretty dang hot. I would be dying too. Yeah, I would be dying too. Because and I do have I finally put in air conditioning in one room. I have like a window air conditioner. Well, I have multiple ones, but I hate it. You close up your house in the winter, because it's cold, and then you close up your house all summer because it's in, you got air conditioning, and it's just like, nah, I'm not doing it. I don't use it if it's not super hot. So, or just
I bet
maybe a
it's a
little.
godsend when it's super hot, though, isn't it?
The what now?
I bet it's a godsend when it's super hot, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because
It's
for us
amazing.
it gets humid, like super humid. So it's just the air is just so heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it helps with a lot is getting the humidity out of the air. So
I think what we have to do is get in our car if we want air conditioning, go for
Yeah,
a drive
exactly.
somewhere just to cool down.
Yeah.
See,
That's
on the
it.
continent, if it gets this hot, it's normally okay, isn't it? But over here,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's like dry heat abroad, isn't it? But over here,
Yeah.
it's
Well, it's
just
super humid here because
boiling.
I don't know if it's the river being right there and it
Oh, it
picks
could
up
be,
all the
yeah.
moisture. But it is just humid. I mean, you're just drenched, when it's that warm because
Yeah.
it'll be like 100 degrees and 100% humidity.
Do people
So.
swim in that river at all?
Oh yeah, you can swim in there,
Please.
and I put water shoes on though because there is a lot of glass because
Oh, of
through the
course.
year
Yeah.
Yeah.
it gets in there, and so I always wear water shoes. But yeah, I'll go in it, and I kayak and stuff. So,
Oh, but it's amazing on that river, isn't it?
it's beautiful. I mean, just really really beautiful. Yeah, people will die at those
Yeah.
temperatures without air conditioning. Yeah, and you got to, really tell people get in front of a fan. Go outside,
Yeah,
sit in the shade. Get a breeze if you can.
definitely.
But yeah, you got to like get out of your apartment or and just get in front of a fan. And there should
Right.
be you guys should have cooling stations. Do you have places like that you can? No. See, here in America, when it gets to be super hot like that, they'll have what they call cooling stations. And people like homeless people, or if you live in an apartment with no air conditioning, you can get out and go someplace like that where you can cool
That's
down.
a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, and even just like a fan, like a big fan with a bowl of ice in front of it is
Yeah,
not too bad. Yeah,
That's
or
what a brilliant idea. What an absolutely genius idea.
I
Who
have a
would-
fan that it has a squirt bottle attached to it, and so you can
Oh,
squirt
I know.
water,
Yeah.
and then the fan,
Would you put ice water in it or?
yeah, you can put cold water in it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You go to the supermarket and that's where we get our cooling sensations
I
from.
got thrown out for hanging around Tesco's.
Did you? Did you? No.
Sir, are you just loitering here? Are you gonna
Exactly. Been there for several hours.
you just have to kind of keep looking around,
Oh
squeezing
yeah. Sometimes I'm choosing something for tea. What, for 12 hours?
The problem is over here, because our energy prices have increased that much.
Oh my god!
People today are even scared to switch fans on, like our pensioners and things like that. They think if they have the fan on for too long, that they're going to rack up a really big bill, so they don't switch it on.
No,
It's terrible.
Yeah,
same with heating, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Wasn't government advice in this country once was put an extra pair of socks on and a thicker jumper?
Well,
which is lovely advice for people, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just the state of the economy, and it's everywhere now. I mean, they've pretty much the banks have pretty much enslaved everyone now globally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They call a fan with ice Brooklyn air conditioning. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Brooklyn air conditioning. That's funny.
Brilliant.
The first cars, that's how they did air conditioning in the first cars. They had like a little tray where you could put the ice, and then you open the vent, the side vent, and the air coming over it. Then it would that was the air conditioning. Yeah.
Didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. My ex was a body man, so I got a lot of car information. Dan's selling
nice trunks, apparently.
He puts ice down his pants. Apparently, it's.
Well,
It's
whatever
shocking
you
that they are
gotta do to stay cool.
exactly. It's shocking that they're struggling like that, Viv. What was that? I just switched them on and we'll worry another day. Yeah, I think that's the only thing you can do, Von.
Yeah.
I think that's the
And,
only
and
thing you
So,
can do.
Madam, if people wanted to contact you or get a hold of you for any reason, what's the best way they could do it?
well, you can email me at skeletonkeywitches@gmail.com. You can always get a hold of me that way. And I podcast Monday, Wednesday, Fridays right now. And Mondays, let's see, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. on online tonight at 10 p.m. With Madam After Dark. And you just never know what you're going to get on that show.
I'm
So,
not going to have to start listening to a
what's
few of these.
what's your
Yeah.
email address? Skeleton Key
Skeleton
Witches
Key Witches. Yep. SkeletonKeyWitches@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll just
Yep.
put
And
that
you can
in
always
here.
get me. You can always get me there. So
I'll just put that in the chat at least.
yep.
So,
Yeah.
and they can
Well,
find
that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
and
So.
they can also find you on Skeleton Key Network as well, can't they?
Yep, Skeleton Key Network on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. So Fridays, we do morning, 11 a.m. We have Witchy Whims, which I'm really just doing over the summer for Terry and Jess, while they take time to do other things that they have going on. Terry's doing interior remodeling on her house, so she was kind of busy with that.
Busy
And
woman.
jackhammers and stuff. So they're,
Ooh.
and then Jess, she's always got a ton of stuff going on. So, and they're still doing like, investigating and stuff. So I'm just taking over for the summer on that, and they'll be back in the fall or, pretty soon, probably.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
They're back with the Unlocked and Uncensored on Sunday nights. So that's some fun right there.
Yeah. Have you got a
Lots
presence
of
on
answers.
YouTube at all?
Yes, I'm on YouTube. That's at my late night show, Madam After Dark.
Madam,
I'm doing very well with that one on YouTube. So I got quite a lot of views on it, and it's so go subscribe though to my YouTube. Anybody
I
who's
shall.
listening,
I shall.
go subscribe. It's Madam Mayhem, Madam with no E.
Oh,
So
okay.
MADAM. Yep, MADAM on YouTube. Yeah. So, and it's fun. We talk about really anything, witchery, BDSM, all kinds of stuff. So I'm also a dominatrix. We weren't really going to discuss that topic today, but
Discuss it if you want. That's all right.
Yeah, we don't mind.
We don't care.
part of who I am, we talked a little bit about that before the show. But yeah, I just
Interesting subject.
and
Yeah,
it's really opened up my my life to a lot of really interesting experiences that I may not have ever had the opportunity to have. And as far as like bucket list stuff, it's been good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, because I think everybody needs to have a bucket list, even if you're not going to kick the bucket anytime soon. Make the list. And then you can, have a list of things to do,
What's wrong with Dan's eyebrows, Bri?
I must admit, now I'm self-conscious now. Now when I look at myself, I see one of those silent movie villains
They're
with the
brilliant.
big eyebrows.
There's nothing wrong with your eyebrows.
They're wonderful. I wouldn't change a
Thank
thing.
you. Thank you. I couldn't afford to, even if I wanted to be honest with you, Robin. Stuck with it. But
yeah.
Sorry, Lois has just put a comment up.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
oh, do you know what? It doesn't bother me. It just broadens the human experience.
Yes, yeah. I agree. And as long as it's safe, sane, and consensual, it's okay.
It wasn't a shock, Brian, because we've been speaking about it prior to this.
Yeah.
It does scrub up well. Cheers, Terry.
I know. I try and keep it above the waist, for daytime.
It's all about broadening the human experience, and that can't be a bad thing, can it?
No,
I don't think so. Yeah. So, and it's just all about what you like, you know,
Yeah.
because there's really no accounting for taste. There
No.
just isn't.
So
Some
was
people
it
wonder
different
why do they
horses?
like that.
Different horses for different courses. That's all it is.
There you go.
That's
There
exactly
you go.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Right.
go.
We've come to the end of the hour.
Oh,
It's
So
been a
we're gonna.
delight speaking to you, Robin. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us this evening. It's been
Will
a
you
pleasure.
come on
Oh,
again? Will you come
yes,
on
I
again
definitely
sometime?
would. Yeah, hit me up again because this has been super fun, and I'm sure that we can find a ton more stuff to talk about.
Oh yes.
That'd be
All
great.
right. Have a great afternoon, you guys.
Robin,
Or
thanks
great
ever so
evening.
much. Take it easy. Stay safe.
Right.
Stay where you
Okay.
are. We will
Okay.
be back on
Friday.
Friday evening.
Oh, you nearly said Thursday.
Yeah, I did. With Frighteners on Friday evening from 8 o'clock. Lois's show. What are we talking about on that show? Do you know, Dan?
Rubbish. We always when we us four get together, it's just rubbish, isn't it?
I can't remember. I don't even know what the subject is, but we will be on Frighteners on Friday. And
Does Lois know? Lois, can you remember?
I'm sure she can.
She can remember.
Next Tuesday, we are back on the Things Network at our usual time at 7 o'clock. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. And, you know, whatever you're doing, just stay safe. And I will put this out there before we go. Do not take your dogs out to walk on the pavement in this heat. Their pads are being burnt. You know, people are just forgetting. I'll just say, I'll take the dog for a quick walk. Please don't. Keep them at home. If you have to take them out, walk them on grass and make sure you carry a bottle of water to pour on them. They're suffering in this heat. So, you know, look after yourself, look after your animals, and we'll hopefully see you next week. Dan, over to you.
Yeah, no, as Viv said, I kind of back that about the animals, and also cats. Make sure they're not locked out. Make sure there's plenty of water put down for them, and that they've got a nice cool area so that they can chill when it gets so hot. Because I'll be honest, I don't really care about people. It's just the animals I'm worried about.
It's terrible.
No, of course I do. You know me, of course I do. Just look out for other people that are out there and might be suffering in the heat if it gets that bad. Check on older people that live close just to make sure they're all right. And if you can help them, get out and do a bit of shopping for them in this weather, then just do what you can, really. And look after each other, love each other, be friendly to each other. And I will speak to you next week. And thank you all for coming along. Robin, bless you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Robin.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.